Mr. Kenny Forbes. Welcome back to the show, man.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Listen, typically I try to put together some fun quip or some interesting fact to say about the guest during my intro, but I honestly struggle to encapsulate all that you've meant to this sport in this city, especially in like one sentence or two. So I'll just say, congrats, sir, on such an amazing and impactful career.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Listen, obviously there was a great ceremony prior to the game this past weekend. I'm just curious, what did that ceremony mean to you? Can you like walk us through that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it meant a lot to me and my family, obviously. Just a kid coming from Jamaica. Didn't know I would have this impact somewhere in America or somewhere overseas. So meant a lot to me personally, and I'm sure it meant a lot to my family.
Yeah. I know there were reports of some staff members getting a little teary-eyed, I think, seeing some of the players. Did you know that all those players are going to be sending in videos for you?
No, I did not. Maybe like 5 minutes before, I think Bob told me like Jordan and some guys made a video for me. So I didn't know that.
That's awesome. That's cool. I do have a question for you. A couple people pointed out, so the framed set of jerseys they gave you are this year's jerseys, which you actually won't get to wear. We've talked in the past. You are a very fashionable gentleman, and I know you've designed one of the kits. If you could pick your favorite Hounds kit to put in a frame, which one would you pick? I mean, I see there's one behind you. Would it be that one, or would you pick a different one?
I'll pick a different one. I think the yellow and the black and yellow one this year is pretty sharp.
You like that
I
one?
like that one. Yeah, I like that design.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it as well.
Yeah.
You have been making the rounds, obviously doing all sorts of interviews and stuff over the past week. There's a couple of things that you mentioned that I want to kind of follow up on. You already mentioned, Jordan Dover sending in a video. Specifically, I forget who it was that asked, but they asked, what two players stick out in your mind when you think back over your playing career? And you said Jordan Dover and you said Duba, Steven Dos Santos.
Yes.
I'm just curious, why those two specifically?
Yeah, I mean, me and Jordan, like, it's like we grow up together. Like on the field, he know what I'm thinking, I know what he's thinking. So it was just a great connection for me and him. He just passed me the ball and he just run because he know he will get it back. So I think me and him have a pretty good connection. Excuse me. And Steven, very unselfish as a striker. I mean, that's rare as a striker to be a team guy. Because I'm a team guy. I don't care if I score or whatever, but Steven is like that. And he'll do the work for the team as a striker. And that's rare. And I think he's really a good player. We obviously we're good friends, but those two stuck out to me in that particular way.
That's great. You also mentioned that two of the teams that really stood out for you, there was a team in Rochester and there was a team in Pittsburgh. And you specifically said that you liked them because they policed themselves on the field so that Bob didn't have to. And I was curious if you could dig a little bit deeper to that. What do you mean by they police themselves on the field?
Yes, I mean in terms of like it's more mature guys. So it's not like kids coming out of college. But those guys, like those teams, like Bob didn't really have to say much. He didn't have to do much coaching. I mean, when he put the tactics on the board, we all understood it. Guys help each other along the way. So that's the biggest reason why I said that. And that 2015 team was, as I said, more mature guys. And I think maybe like 8, 9 guys have been with Bob the previous season. So they know exactly what Bob wanted. So that makes it a little easier. For the new guys who coming in, they don't used to someone like Bob. So if you don't have a lot of senior players guiding those guys, let them know what Bob wants, what Bob expects from them. Because Bob, as I said, Coach Bob is a different type of coach. So obviously when the new guys come in, they don't really used to that. So sometimes it's attitude. Sometimes they don't want to train. As soon as Bob get on them for making a bad pass, they shut down. As I said, but those teams, obviously Bob will be Bob. So there's never a bad pass. He won't yell at you, and he don't care who you are. But those teams, we just pick her head up and we move on to the next play instead of just tanking the whole session. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I meant when I said that.
Well, now I'm curious because, obviously you're moving into coaching, which I want to get into some of those specifics in a second. But how much of what you discussed just now, do you think is coachable? Like, do you think that as you as a coach, there are certain things that you're going to try to focus on with new guys so they can get over that hurdle more? And how much of that is they just have to go through it? Like, they just have to be with Bob for a little bit to understand that it's not personal, that he's trying to help you get better, and you just sort of pick up and move on.
No, I mean, you have to tell them what to expect. So if you could relate what you've went through with Bob from a personal experience, you tell, hey, listen, my first 2 months, I struggled because I didn't used to a coach like this. So if you have someone telling you that beforehand, it would be much better for you to adjust. So I think that's where I come in as a personal experience where, hey, I've been with Bob for 10 years. Yeah. He only get on you because he see you could do better. Yeah. He expect a lot from you. So those are the conversation I'm passing to the new guys. And I think for this group of guys, young guys, I like where the headspace is at. Because maybe because they know I'm a coach now, they don't really complain to me as much now. But when I have my one-on-one conversation with them, like they say, yeah, I know, excuse me, I know it's tough. He's a different type of coach, but I'm not the guy to put my head down and don't work. So they're trying to figure out what Bob wants, and they're trying to do it to the best of their ability. So I think this is a special group of guys. I mean, obviously you see they want to keep the ball more this year. So I think it's just to work on the final third stuff. So I think that's what we've been working on for the past 2 weeks.
Nice. Last year, you and I talked, and I used the phrase Coach Kenny, and you said, not yet. Like, don't pull that name out yet. Wait. Clearly, we are now there.
Yeah.
Can you share some more details just about sort of where you are on that coaching journey in terms of like licensing and just sort of your plans for this season and maybe beyond?
Yeah, so my role as a coach on the staff is right now to cut like clips of the games. So on Mondays, I will have a meeting with Bob, and he'll tell me what type of clips he's looking for. So that's what I do. And on Thursdays, I present those clips to the players. So, and I think it's a learning moment for me because as a player, over the years, I've don't really know how much go into coaching. I don't know how much planning goes into it until this year. I've been in the office with Bob and Rob and Bushy. So just being a sponge, try to observe as much as I can.
Love it. I'm curious now, as a coach, if you as Coach Kenny could go back and give player Kenny one piece of advice as he walked into training camp on his first Rhino team, what would you tell that player?
Just be more open. Like, be more open. And sometimes changes is good, because I didn't want to change, because coming from Jamaica, playing in Jamaica, I wasn't the best defender. And I didn't want to defend. So I played the number 10 position, and coach told me, hey, just stay there. You don't have to defend. But coming to Rochester, was no free pass. You have to defend. Yeah. If you don't defend, you don't play. So I struggled with that for the first month. And I realized that this coach is serious. If you don't defend, you won't play. And I'm not the one to sit on no bench. So I try to do what the coach wants at all times. So I have to get with the program. 2015, I had to get with the program and know that defending is a part of the game. And that's Steven. When I saw Steven doing that defensive work as a striker, and I have a conversation with him, and he said to me, if I don't defend, makes it harder for the center back and make it easier for the other team to score. So that stuck with me ever since then. So if a striker, because normally a striker don't want to defend, they just want to score goals, and that's it. So for him to say that to me as a midfielder, that stuck with me throughout my career, and I decided I have to defend.
Yeah, I love it. I'm curious, now that you're no longer, officially a player, is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to in, quote unquote retirement? Like, I know there's a lot of dietary restrictions and training all the time. Is there anything you're like, I'm glad I'm done with that, or anything in particular you're looking forward to doing more of?
Well, I would say just spending more time with my kids, because obviously I don't travel with the team anymore. So just spending time with my kids on the weekend, because for 10 straight years, I maybe like 2, 3 times a month, I'm not here on the weekends with my kids. So I think
Yeah.
that's the most things that's what I've been enjoying this season, knowing that I don't have to travel and I could spend time with my kids.
That's awesome, man. I have 3 kids of my own. It goes by like that. So the more time you
Yes.
can spend with them, enjoy it now, for
Yes.
sure. In addition to the kids, in addition to coaching, you also have what, 876 Lounge? Talk a bit about that and how you got into that.
Yes. So I have a friend of mine. He have a restaurant, 876 Island Spice in Wilkinsburg. So we teamed up, tried to do like some cooking sometimes, like some events, like we try to do catering. So recently we leased like a building where we doing renovation right now, try to get it up off the ground. I think it's close getting up off the ground. So my future plan is to have like a restaurant. So I'm trying to just control my own destiny. So I'm trying to be like a business owner. I always wanted that. I always wanted to own a restaurant. And I think being with my friend, seeing how he handle his restaurant, I'm just trying to pick up some ideas of what I want to do, how I'm going to do it if I eventually, not if, when I eventually open my own spot.
Love it, man. Love it. Controlling your own destiny, looking out 10 years, what sort of things do you want to do? What's your biggest hopes and dreams? If you could wave a magic wand and make something happen, what's the one thing that you're really looking forward to here?
Yeah, I mean, as I say, I'm a family guy. So my biggest hopes and dream is to make sure my kids financially stable and make sure they go to college, make sure they get the best education possible, and to be as best as they can be in life. Be humble like their dad. Don't get too high, don't get too low. Always stay even killed. So I think it's the biggest thing for me right now is to just make sure my kids go through life the right way.
Yeah.
If that's a thing, but that's my biggest hope.
Kenny, I listen, it just great from start to finish. Once again, words just simply can't express how much you've done for everybody in this city, club, fans. Congratulations again, man, on an amazing playing career. If your coaching career or if your restaurant is half as good, then we're definitely in for some more amazing things to come. So thank you for joining us today, man. Best of luck, and hopefully we'll talk again here soon.
I appreciate it. Thank you.